Welcome to Cage Minds. I'm Micah Frankel. And of course, it's a familiar face, but oh my gosh, this is so epic to be talking about. So cool. We're joined by the new WBC interim super welterweight champion of the world, Brian Labala Mendoza. Champ, how does it sound to hear that? I'm sure that it hasn't gotten old yet.
Oh, absolutely not, man. It's a dream come true. It's wild. It's finally real, man. I proved to myself that the hard work, just never giving up, and like all those old cliches, they're real. Like it really works. It's possible, and it's just felt like a dream. This whole time.
Did fight night feel different than any other fight night? All those questions you've probably already answered here 100 times. Did you know it was your night? All those things.
Yeah, I mean, no, there haven't been too many of like those kind of questions, I guess, but it didn't feel different. It just felt like my night. I felt exactly the same way I did with the last fight in Jason Rosario. Another fight I was a big underdog, but I just feel this calmness about me. Like it's not even like the pre-fight like nerves and stuff, like the butterflies. Like I just have this calmness in me. Like I know what I'm here to do. I know like I'm not leaving that ring without a win. And I'm just gonna lay it all on the line. So it was more that it was just I'm going to do whatever I have to do to walk out of there with that win. I'm gonna figure it out. I knew there was gonna be obstacles. This giant obstacle, but I just knew, whatever it was, that was my mindset. Like I don't care what I have to do, I'm going to win this fight and just win the title. Because you see so many people that get to this point and they're just not like they're happy to be there. Or you see them, oh, they're just there to pick up a check or something, but they're just happy to be there. And I never got caught up in the moment. I was never, impressed by anything. And oh, I'm at this level. Like it's just another day at the office, and that's it, man. Just ready, to accomplish the dream, which was winning the title, not just fighting for the title. We had to finish the job there.
7 rounds. How do you not become daunted as Fandora is having success and it's getting later and later into the fight?
It was like I said, I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to get this victory, and it was sticking to the game plan. That was the game plan from the beginning. We knew he was gonna have success early, and he's super awkward. Even when I would try to clinch and stuff, like he was still able to do like these like loopy loop shots to kind of go around everything and still hit me. But I knew I didn't feel any power. Like his thing is definitely his volume that gets people. It breaks you down mentally. He's just on you completely. But I mean, like mentally, it's impossible to break through. I was ready for whatever. I've been through hell in camp. I didn't have an easy training camp. I didn't bring in punching bags for sparring. Like I made the training camp the most difficult I could possibly to know that I'll weather whatever storm can come my way when and that's just what it was. We just weathered the storm. Like you even saw me in between rounds. If you look, I was completely calm. Like my trainer was calm, and we were just locked in. We just okay, just keep chopping away, and we're gonna either knock him out or have a huge second half of the fight once he's more broken down. But it's just that was always the game plan, so that's why there was no panic.
The left hook was the big shot that really put him on clear street. Did you expect that weapon to be so successful?
Yeah, we saw that in several previous fights that we would get caught with it, and I just knew if I'm not someone that just relies on my power, but I knew if I land that shot, it's gonna hurt, and that's exactly what happened. Because like I kept saying, I see holes in his game and his offense and his defense and this and that, and I knew I was the one with the tools to take advantage of it. Because other people, yeah, they see it, they'll land some shots, but they get overwhelmed, with the height, with the moment they're in, and all this other outside factors. But I don't care. Like it's not even that I try to play it off as cool, like oh, whatever. Like I just don't care. Like the moment means nothing, because it's whether you're fighting in a hole in the wall, and I fought in Wisconsin and like on a weird hole in the wall little venue, and this one, main event at the OG StubHub with the Dignity Health Sports Park. It feels exactly the same, fight's a fight, and that's what you have to remember. You have to go in there knowing I'm just here to do my same job I've always been doing, and I felt no extra pressure. I was in there just ready to lay it on the line, and that's what it was. So it's that's why, yeah, it was the executing the game plan was never going to be an issue.
Can you describe what it felt like at that moment when you realized that you won?
Um, man, it's surreal. It really feels like you just almost like transporting into like a dream. Just like that sudden rush. Just like whoa, like this is real life. You know, I kept repeating that. Like this isn't some motivational. This isn't a Rocky movie. This like I made my own Rocky movie. Like, I came back from my setbacks. I did all this stuff, and people keep calling me, like the Rocky Cinderella Man, like all those stories. But I just it's insane, man. Because you've always mentioned it. You've talked about it. You've always seen it. Like just that full dedication I have. Just 100%. I'm locked in. I do nothing else. I box, and that's it. But so to see it pay off was just even not more than the win. Like I think it's really cool that I was able to take out a guy that big. So it's flashy, even like for casual fans, like they can see what just happened. It's one of those knockouts that went viral because it translates to everywhere. Anybody could have enjoyed that one, and it's just it's also sweeter because I was the B side. I was a huge underdog, 7-1 underdog, 12-1 for the knockout. Um, so it's just wild, like just to upset the odds, coming back from the setbacks, those losses, like to just people counting me out, people giving up on me, and then to pull off something like that, it's something out of a movie and out of a dream. I keep saying it, but dream come true, man.
I'm sure you're not going to be able to tell the people at the highest levels that you're not a power puncher.
Like I said in the ring, when I had that belt around me, like they can't deny me now. And that's a guy that had only really been hurt once, and he was still like he was able to take a knee, recover, and he came back and disfigured the guy. And he didn't have a chance to take a knee with me. I feel like that really establishes because the guy that hurt him before is having top. But what I did was different, and even with the Rosario fight, he's someone that yeah they had hurt him before they'd stopped him, but it was always to the body. Or if he would get buckled up top, he would be dizzy, he'd come back. These guys aren't coming back from what I'm doing, so I don't even have to talk. Like you've always known me. I'm not a shit talker. I'm not really like I don't do all that stuff. So my performances are doing the talking for me.
These performances, how long before we see another one? What are you thinking? What are you hearing as far as the timeline? I mean, I'd like to see you enjoy this a little bit. You've been taking these short notice, wild opportunities. I know a big one has to be in line. It's either you defending that belt or you getting one of those mega names. What kind of timeline are you looking at?
They still told me maybe like 4 or 5 months. I do know because you know how PBC is like just modern day era how everything is. But the thing is, I'm always training. So if I can squeeze in 3 fights a year, I'd be ecstatic. But we'll see how it goes. But I can't say for sure I will be back in the ring this year. It's only April, and I honestly didn't take too much punishment in that fight. Like I'm wearing sunglasses when I'm outside, but you see like I fought a guy that disfigures people, and I'm just exactly. So I was able to bounce back. I've been treating my body right. Recovering and everything. So like I didn't just start acting stupid or anything. So I'm gonna be ready. I know at the very least I'll be back in before the year's out. So I'd say maybe 4 to 5 months, but sooner or later. But just know before the year's out, you guys are seeing it again. And you know me, I train too much, so you're not gonna see me on this like once a year type stuff. Like I'm working, so I want to get paid too, and I want to have the fun part because training sucks. As much as people think I'm a machine, and I really love it. It's what I love to do, but man, just training nonstop, 2 3 days, just just cause it takes a toll on the body. So being able to do the fun part and actually fight and enjoy myself, that's I gotta do a lot more of that.
What was it like? I saw the video from Jorge Hernandez officially getting your belt that night in the hotel.
It was wild, just it's like, oh, here's a new dream. Here's like you step into this dream. Like in a dream where you kind of just randomly like you're in different like locations or whatever. You kind of just try. That's how it felt the whole night. I was like, okay, I'm in the locker room. I finally have this big locker room all to myself. I'm not sharing it with anybody. Just little stuff like that. And then I went to. Then I'm like, yo, I'm really about to walk out. I still call it the stuff, but yeah, the Dignity Health Sports Park. Like I'm really about to walk out to this legendary venue. and just I just wanted to do my part, you know, for for the history of that place. You know, put on some wars, put on some ecstatic knockouts, and just all that. But it was then I go from that to like that knockout moment. You know, when I heard him and he was kind of frozen in there, I still remember that second vividly. But then from then I was gone again because then it was like that killer instinct. That was legitimate instinct because that's not something I train. You don't really work on. Oh, how do you get a guy when he's stuck halfway out of it? Like that's not something you really. And I'm actually really proud of that moment because that was just true instinct. No hesitation. Just not. I'm coming in for the kill and that's it. And then from there, bro, I just transport to the locker room again where you saw that interview. Or oh, there was another interview for her, but it's just I keep transporting to these different locations, and it's just insane. Those are like the little sections I remember vividly. Some parts I have to like watch video to even remember with all the adrenaline. But it's just wild, man. I don't know how to explain it. You know, I felt completely composed. No adrenaline. No, like I just felt locked in. It's a different kind of zone that I felt in the last few fights, and I don't know. Just it, man, I can't explain it. I know these are long-winded answers, but it's crazy, man. It's just a wild experience to be living in. I'm looking forward, and I'm super motivated to keep doing it. To like, I'm appreciating the B side. Like the victories on the B side are way sweeter. So
Man, we're
it's
about
just
to see
insane.
that
But
big A side win.
yeah, no, exactly. So now I think I earned a little A side treatment, you know, for the next one, but it's gonna be the same thing, man, because now I have the hunger to keep it. I have the motivation to train even harder because now I know. Because I used to even the doubts, I used to be like, man, like I'm the only guy that I know that does not ever take time off. Like I'm really always there, even if like now I'm taking 2 weeks off of strength and conditioning and boxing and stuff, but 2 weeks after a world title fight, and it's the same thing. Right? I'm gonna be right back in, and even then, I'm not waiting until then. I'm gonna start running and everything this week, so it's not even a full 2 weeks. You know, I'm just getting back into it, but you do have those doubts. That's why I brought that up. You do have those doubts of like, man, like I'm doing all of this and it's not seeing the results. Like if I'm being honest, like blunt, you know, it's like, bro, is this really working? Like, am I? But that's the thing, you know, I built the right team around me, and it's having faith in my team, man. Because even like a few weeks out, I was burnt out. I was cooked, you know, from all the training, and I was like, how am I recovering? I'm not. My body's not recovering right. It's not reacting. But just faith in the team, and you know, they've been there through it, and I don't care. I'll grind my whole body down to nothing just to know that you know I can't be in the ring. The reason you see me confident is because I know I didn't cut any corners. That's where my confidence comes from because I didn't cut any corners. I know this guy didn't work like I did, so it's that. But to know now that I have confirmation. Now it's real. Let's go. Like so, I'm gonna be training twice as much now. Honestly,
The journey is just beginning. Here goes the big fights. One more time. I know you said you only had 10 minutes. We probably already taken up 15. Brian
it's
Labala
good. It happens.
Mendoza. I always appreciate you, bro.
No, of course, man. Yeah, we went over the time a little bit, but I'm the one that couldn't shut up. So no worries. I feel like that was a good interview. And just thank you, man. You always, you've always shown love, literally since the amateurs. Like I say, guys like you and Jorge Hernandez, they're the reason I'm comfortable doing interviews because I've been interviewing since the amateurs, and that was you guys, you know, showing love when no one else needed it. No one else gave a damn who I was. But thank you, man, for that. Thank you. Day one for real.
Appreciate you, Brian.